Well, more from the Queen's Pier here in Ramsey. The chairman of the Victorian Society is with me, Bob. And if we're not filming in New York, we're filming here on a beautiful day in the Isle of Man. You have to go back a few
warmer.
Yeah, you have to go back a few years to that story. Your involvement in this is quite interesting.
Yes, I started out when the Queen's Pier Restoration Trust were first looking at restoring and replacing the sections. I assisted with the survey of the rest of the pier. And I've either got, depending on your viewpoint, either the most interesting or the most boring set of 700 photographs of every single joint on the pier, which are then obviously provided to the trust to allow them to work out the proposals, which went to the DOI about 3 years ago.
What was the condition like then?
Well, it's still challenging, but the method of replacing the spans with a modern steel replacement for the old wrought iron is sound, and the welded structures that they're putting in place should last 100 years because of the very, very effective and expensive paint they've put onto it, which is not just something you go down to B&Q and buy, but it's a very specialist paint.
And the Victorians, they did things pretty good in the first place, right?
Well, yes, this pier originally dates from the 1880s, so you've got well over a century, approaching a century and a half of installation here, and the original method of installing it, which was basically literally screw each pier leg into the sand below, have lasted unmodified through probably some of the worst storms that Ramsey's ever seen. So the pier was very well made, which is a testament to why it's still standing now.
You have a sort of timeline in your pocket somewhere which shows it wasn't a quick thing to get this thing off the ground.
It took about 4 years to install the 60 bays.
Yeah.
So with the completion of these 3 bays now, the charity is about 5% through its entire project. But you can see from the quality of the work and the finish on the pier that it's a substantial undertaking that there's no corners been cut at all.
And in these days when things are done by governments or not, as the case may be, it's nice to see this has been done and funded by just the population and supporters.
Well, you only have to walk through what they have restored already to see the quality of the workmanship and the determination of the volunteers. It's first class.